Hello fellow makeup lovers, how are you guys doing today? Welcome back. I thought I would go ahead and share with y'all my favorite base products right now. I feel like I have a combination of a few different things that just work so perfectly together. I am breaking out right now. I mean, my skin is red and it's just not looking the absolute best, but we're gonna fix that completely with this base routine. I would say it's like on like a decent amount of medium coverage. I don't normally go for full coverage. I'm excited because I really love all these products so much, so let's just go ahead and jump on in. Okay, so the only thing I've done so far is add on a little bit of moisturizer. I just used the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream, but you can honestly use whatever moisturizer you normally put underneath your foundation that doesn't disturb things. I really like the e.l.f. like water cream, but I actually just finished that. So now I'm gonna go into the Tarte Silk Canvas Primer just to add a little bit of like some smoothness. I'm gonna put it on my T-zone, kind of where I'm breaking out the most, just to kind of smooth everything. Maybe a tiny bit on my nose, my chin, and then just a touch on the center of my forehead. Okay, so for foundation today, I'm gonna be using the new Kosas foundation. This is the Revealer Skin Improving Foundation, Broad Spectrum SPF 25. It actually says shake well, which I have not shaked it at all this entire time that I've been using this foundation. But here is what mine looks like. I have the shade Very Light Neutral 100. And I love this on its own. I think it is such a beautiful foundation. It's a light medium coverage. It has a really, really beautiful glow. Honestly, highly recommend. But this with the Auric Glow Lust, I have the old Morganite. It's not available anymore, but just any of the Glow Lust, whatever works for your skin tone. I feel like these two together, perfection. Literally the prettiest glowy foundation ever. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do a pump of each. I'm gonna go ahead and mix that together. It's gonna look like a lot of product because half of this is just glow. So don't worry about it. It will work out. It's not gonna look cakey. I'm just gonna use a Tarte foundation brush that I have from forever ago, and I'm gonna kind of blend that in. I like to use like a really dense brush and just like push the foundation into the skin. And you can see immediately it's covering almost all the redness. And then whatever's left over, I'm just gonna take down my neck. I mean, look at that glow. It's so nice. So there is where we're at so far with just the foundation. I mean, I feel like my skin already looks so much better, but you can see there's definitely some spots where there's still some redness peeking through, some more problematic areas. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the LYS Triple Fix Full Coverage Brightening Concealer, and I have the shade LG1. I do like this for under the eyes, but I feel like the shade is not super light. I wish that they had one lighter shade than this, and then I would use that underneath the eyes because the finish is really beautiful. But this shade just so happens to be perfect for spot concealing, so that's what I've been using it for. I'm just gonna go ahead. You can see like that blends in really nicely with my skin tone. I'm just gonna do a little layer anywhere I feel like I need a bit more coverage. Like I said, this is gonna end up being medium coverage, so it's not gonna completely blank out everything like a super full coverage concealer. I would say this is a little bit more of a medium coverage, but I think it's still gonna look really nice. So just kind of patting that in. And I'm gonna let that go for a few minutes. We can do the brows real quick, or I'll probably do the brows off camera because it's kind of boring. I'll do them real quick, and I'm just gonna let that concealer sit that whole time so that it gets a little bit more dried down and it's just gonna have the most coverage possible. Okay, all brows are done. I'm just gonna go ahead and take my foundation brush and just really lightly pat that concealer in. I mean, you can see it has the same super beautiful glowy finish. It kind of just blends right in with the foundation. Color is perfect. So there's what we're working with. I mean, I still have, you know, a little bit of swollenness going on, a little bit of redness, but I would say that looks really really pretty. So now for my under eyes, I have two different concealers that I've been using recently that I've been going back and forth between. So I have the Rose Ink Concealer in the shade LX010. I think this is so beautiful when I'm trying to keep up with that like entire super glowy look. It is like a nice like natural shade for my skin tone, I would say. Like maybe just a tiny bit lighter. It brightens a little bit, but like the tone and everything is super natural on my skin. It doesn't like pull yellow or anything like that. I like that for like a natural medium coverage glowy moment. It looks really pretty with all these products. But then also I do like the Pat McGrath Labs concealer, and this one is definitely lighter than my skin tone, very full coverage, a little less glowy. So throwing that underneath the eyes gives a different look, but I think it looks really nice with everything else going on as well. I think today I'm gonna go in with the Rose Ink Concealer just because I feel like it's a little bit underrated. Everyone kind of talks about the Pat McGrath one, so let's use this. Just gonna do a little bit underneath my eyes, and then maybe just like a dot right here, but I don't really need a whole bunch more. And sometimes I'll use a concealer brush, like I love the Use the Beauty one, but that's not with me right now. Sometimes I'll use my finger, but I'm feeling lazy, so I'm just gonna go in with my foundation brush and just get as close as I can. Isn't that so pretty? Love it. Okay, so now we're gonna go into powder. Sometimes I use this, sometimes I don't, but I've really been liking the Pat McGrath Skin Fetish Blurring Under Eye Powder. I have the shade Light, which is like a super pale white, but I would say it doesn't really brighten under the eyes. I feel like it just kind of has like a translucent tone to it. So I'm just picking up a little tiny bit and just lightly setting underneath the eyes. Sometimes I'll go through and set like just like the center of my forehead a little bit, kind of in between my brows, and then a little on my chin. And then I think today, just because I am breaking out, I'm gonna set this just a little bit, this area that I added the extra concealer. But again, just using the most minimal amount. So it did fade the glow quite a bit, but it's still there, it's still pretty. You can kind of customize how much powder you need. Now for bronzer, I'm gonna go into one of my favorite bronzers, the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Bronzer in the shade Fair. I had to repress mine because it broke, but here's what it looks like now. It is like really powdery now that I pressed it, but at least it's usable. So just gonna go ahead and add just a little tiny bit of color to my cheekbones. Just slightly blend it in. I mean, it's super light, super minimal, but that's kind of what I'm going for. And then also just gonna take a little bit around my forehead. For blush, I pulled out the Alamar Colorette Blush Trio, the shade Fair Light, and I'm gonna go into this middle one, Romantica. It's a really nice matte blush. I didn't want anything shimmery because again, that's kind of where I'm breaking out, but this just adds like a really pretty level of warmth and just a little bit of color to the cheeks. And I don't know if you can tell, but mostly I'm like patting the products in. I'm not swiping or like doing this motion like sometimes I would, just because it is a bunch of glowy products. I don't want to move the foundation around, and I also don't want to mess with all of the coverage that I just added in that area. So lastly, I am going to go in with a little bit of highlighter. I can't help myself, I don't care. And this is just the Natasha Super Glow highlight in the shade Fair. Looks like this. I'm going to take it on a decently fluffy brush and just add a little bit of this on the tops of the cheekbones. I go a little bit higher, not really get it in this area here, but I still want to add some glow because I just love it. I'm adding some to my nose and then adding some to the sides of my forehead because I've been into highlighting that again. I feel like we need to do something with the eyes real quick. Ooh, I know you guys said you wanted to see more looks with this. This is the Oden's Eye and Angelica collaboration. And I feel like I could do like a really simple look with this today, just to show something else you could do with it. Okay, I have an idea. I need eye primer. All right, I'm just going in with the Anastasia eye primer. I'm gonna go ahead and start off with this grungy brown right here called Decay. Just gonna go ahead and throw that in my crease. Actually, I'm starting off on my outer V. I don't know that I even want to bring it in that far. I feel like when I was swatching this, I was like, oh, I can imagine this look that'd be so easy. I don't know if it was this all over the lid. I can't remember. I can't remember the look that I said I wanted to do, and now I'm feeling kind of silly. But just lightly buffing that out. I'm also just gonna run that shade along the outer half of the lower lash line. Maybe I'll just have fun and go for some of the greens. I think I'm gonna take some of this like pale yellow Rebirth and pack that on the front of the lower lash line. Actually, I'm gonna grab a little bit of that and put it on the inner corner of the crease as well. This is what always happens. I'm like, I'm gonna do just a simple, quick look. Now I've got yellow in my crease. I think that actually blends out really well there. It looks really pretty. I'm just gonna go ahead and try double-sided all over the lid actually. So it looks okay with the brush, but I'm assuming it's probably gonna look a lot better with a finger. I mean, that's really pretty. Okay, I might finish off by going with just a touch of the super light bright green and just doing a touch right here. I feel like that actually turned out super cute. It's still a very like simple look. To finish off, I'm gonna go into the We Makeup Only Eye Pencil in the shade Malachite Green, just throw that on my waterline. I'm gonna throw on the Thrive Cosmetics mascara and I'll be right back. Oh wait, oh no, I forgot. I was also gonna put the Super Glow highlighter on my inner corner just to highlight real quick, just to add a little something something there. All right, and now I'll be right back. Okay, so really quickly to finish off the lips, I'm just gonna go into the Lisa Eldridge lip gloss in the shade Songbird. All right, y'all, so this is the finished look. I love how it turned out. I feel like the eyes are actually super pretty, even though they're so soft. Focusing on the skin, which is what this video is about, I feel like it just has turned into like my go-to foundation routine when I'm feeling like I have a little extra time, I want to go all out. I just wanted to share all these products with you and how good they work together, and I feel like it's important to know that yes, like right now it looks beautiful. I'm sitting in front of studio lights, like I've got all kinds of lights around me, but I feel like this continues to look beautiful in natural lighting. It's not like looking like extra blurred or like soft or whatever because of the lights that are around me. Like I feel like it just genuinely does look really nice on the skin. I mean, I'll kind of show you guys up close as much as possible. So that is everything for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.